Alright guys, hello and welcome back to another episode of Raging Loop. Last time was a little crazy. We hunned the old wolf guy. I'm a little hesitant now because I locked in old wolf guy and Shemi, but it really doesn't feel like it was him, which is weird, but we'll see. Maybe we're still right. If it's Rikako Shemi, then you got me. I mean, we called Shemi a while ago, but even though Rikako was on the sus list for a while, I never really pushed on her, so... You got me. I still think we win regardless, but, well, unless we die, but, we'll see. And then who's Badger? The old wolf guy was really Badger? That would go crazy. Anyways, we're about to get some Rikako lore. Maybe. Or maybe I just baited. Pretty sure I ended off because he was trying to talk about Rikako, but he's like, actually, I won't say anything, but I can help you with other stuff, so get baited. He then gave me a business card. Oh shit. Kiyonosuke Nosato MD graduated from Etetsu University. Doctor? Wow, so he really was an elite. Did we know he was a doctor? I don't think so. That's cool. It wasn't for a specific job, it was just his personal info. Was he looking for a new job? Yeah, we'll hook you up, bro. It has his email and phone number on it, and it felt like a relic. Looking at it prompted a bit of nostalgia, even. The bedroom woman servant's role, huh? Was he being considerate, or was it some sort of warning? It didn't seem like I could ask any further, especially with all the people here, so I just take it as goodwill and move on. Alright, no lore given. I didn't think much of this. Oh shit. But I had absolutely no idea that I would catch a glimpse of a new kind of darkness from the Umetsu family and Fuji Yoshi as a whole. The dark Rikako lore. Soon. The cleanup was over and everyone returned to eat. Kairi-san was a good person. I didn't know everything about her, but she treated everyone with respect, keeping her relationships proper and bright. I knew for sure that her personality was supported by her sons. She'd arrived at Fujiyoshi, but had to deal with their strange customs, lost her husband, and was sent here to Yasumizu, where she lived over a decade. Her mind was actually very frail at this point, and without her sons to support her, she would easily break. However, even if it came from a strained mind and heart, goodwill was goodwill, and conscience was conscience. Not to mention that she didn't do anything bad yet. The fact that I checked my bowl for something green despite that made me realize how ill-natured I really was. I mean, it's crazy circumstances. You know, you have a past knowledge of her in another loop where she tried to poison you all. I'm sure she hasn't done anything or shown any of that in this route, but like, I don't really blame him right now. Unfortunately, that was just how it was, so I would at least keep up my mask and effectively give them conscious of my own kind. I sat down, put my hands together, picked up the chopsticks, and ate the rice gruel. Like always, it was simple, beastly, yet still good. I only felt that something was wrong with it a bit later. At first, I just thought that I burned my mouth or something. Wait, there's actually something in it? But suddenly, I couldn't feel my mouth at all, and after an unnatural sensation that overwhelmed my tongue and cheeks, I lost my sense of direction. My body twisted, and right as a dull pain went through my head, I fell to the floor. I'm cooked? I had been poisoned. Damn, 2 times in a row, but I'm guessing it wasn't Kaori. Who else was oh, fuck, I really wish I remembered. I think they said who else was making the dinner last episode, but I forgot. I think everyone was helping though, so maybe not. I didn't understand that clearly, but all my processing power went into dealing with the unnatural feeling attacking my body. Hey, good thing we have a doctor here. Maybe he can save us, and this isn't a bad ending. Because if it is, that meant we were supposed to hang Rikako, which kind of sucks. Then how could we get our dark lore if she's dead? I couldn't see properly. I couldn't breathe or speak. Despite that, I still had a burning pain in my mouth and an urge to vomit, along with an unbearable agony. I couldn't understand what was happening around me. It was probably pure chaos, but I was struggling to even breathe. And it was only getting worse. I guess okay, so this is the thing. I guess the werewolves knew they were gonna lose, just doing the math, and they're like, okay, we'll just kill everyone. That made sense. We should have been more cautious. Not that I had a choice, but... A sudden intense impact hit my back, my body jumped, and then I puked. It's my boy Nosato. He's always looking up for us, besides the times he tried to vote us out. My breathing stabilized for a moment, and I could hear a voice as well as see something on wet floor in my own hands. However, the nausea didn't end. The spasms made me feel like my chest was turning inside out, and I soon puked again. There really was wolfbane in it? But he checked, no? It was just an airball. Okay, so it was wrong. They weren't trying to kill everyone, just us, because we're the snake. And we would probably be protected by the spider. Ooh. Yeah, make us puke. I don't know how wolf's bane works, but I'm guessing they're saying if you can actually puke it out, it's fine. It's crazy that Nosato revealed himself as a doctor and like literally a second later, a couple seconds later, it's put into use right now. Holy. I couldn't understand what they were talking about. My burning throat was a clear message that this was lethal. Who is that talking? I think that's Rikako. Someone was treating me somehow, I could tell that much, but I also knew it was too late. I was strangely calm about it too. So this was the end, huh? No, it can't be. Don't make it, oh my god, you know what it would be like? What if this was the wrong choice and we had to hang Rikako when she really is innocent? Just so the wolves think the doctor's dead, and then the doctor protects us and we live another day. But we have to intentionally make the bad play again. I don't love that. I feel like a lot of the choices before was logic based, but like recently, like with letting Ty get hanged and stuff like that, it's almost like not logic based. It's like you have to do bad plays to live. It's not, I mean, it's still logic based because I guess you should predict that if you hang the right people, the wolves would get desperate and try to make different plays, but it's not really like something you think about when you're primed to play the game, right? You're more thinking of terms of logic in the game. Anyways, this might not even be the bad ending, but I'm just saying this death and the two deaths before for hanging the wrong people, even though they were like logically right, was you know. What about next time then? I don't know if that's really my fault. I thought I played, I mean, I still think those logic was right in terms of game theory anyways. What was I supposed to do to move forward? Oh shit, I wanted to bring back as many memories as possible to the next time around. I wanted to hear what they were saying, memorize it, and analyze it properly on the next loop. That was unlikely, though. All my memories of my final moments so far were pretty vague. I was fated to never die, yet to die many times. It was a really interesting thing to think about, but not even those who return seem to be given the key to the mysteries of the final moments. Nosato, save me, brother. Shut up, Chiemi. Shut up, Chiemi. We all know you're a werewolf. If she wasn't a werewolf this whole time, it's kind of like my Yasunada thing, then I am so sorry. But I'm like just as sure that she's a werewolf as I was for Yasunada, so. Not sure on the second one like I was on Tai though, before. Even the pain was becoming dull, my mind was on the verge of fading. No, Sato.
ここから出てください。
Oh shit, Rikato's about to use some magic?
リカ聞かねえ
She's gonna suck the corruption out of us, or something, I don't know.
彼の病毒は
Oh, I think this is the good
私が引き
good
取る
route. Never mind. Though I think my criticism still stands for the other two though. I'm just saying. Everyone suddenly fell silent, and I thought this was because my senses were fading. However, it was actually the opposite. My senses were absurdly clear considering the situation. Also, this means Rikako is not the werewolf. Then it has... I still... Oh, maybe I'm right. That the old wolf guy was the werewolf and Shimi is just the final werewolf. Because then the only other option is Yoshitsuru. Which would be interesting. But we'll see. Or Mako, technically. I don't want to see that. This could have been a pre-death lull, or perhaps some sort of delusion. Because if Rikako is a werewolf, why would she save us from the poison? If she, with whatever the fuck she's about to do. But then you're like, maybe that's cover, because then we're for sure not gonna investigate her. But regardless, I would probably investigate her the next night. Because if they give us Jimmy this night, that's automatically a lock, just to do it. But I think, like, I don't know, if I would investigate her, it's her, Yoshitsuru, Mako, they're all like, I'm not sure who I would investigate out of those three. Post Chiemi. I would have preferred to die while paralyzed though. Clearly, feeling the pain of death wasn't exactly a good thing. True, or a good time. Same thing. That was a weird statement to make, but the absurdity was lost on me. Suddenly I felt the light pass my eyelids grow weaker. Once it was almost completely dark, I realized it was because the windows were closed. I slowly opened my eyes. Save me, dude. I couldn't see it clearly, but only because of the dim lighting in the shut dining hall. I moved my head, but it felt really heavy. My heart almost stopped pumping blood. My pulse was dull and weak. I was certain I would die soon. But then I felt Rikako-san approach me. Her expression wasn't clear to me, but her breathing was strangely loud. She was panting but trying to endure it. I thought that because of the slight quivering in each of her breaths. After covering though wiping her mouth, she brought her body close to mine. Oh shit. Hold. Let's get a nice shot of this. That's kind of lewd. No. She actually straddled me. Oh shit. How is she gonna suck up the corruption? Though she's looked in a position where she could look down on me, she looked at me with upturned eyes. That, in addition to her bashful expression, made it clear that she was about to do something sinful. She stopped hiding the intensity of her breathing. Her small tongue, wet with saliva, was peeking through her mouth, and it was extremely lustful. I could feel her warmth on my abdomen. With every breath, I felt the hardness of her pelvis, despite all the cloth between us. There's no age scenes in this, are there? I doubt it. It's kind of set up like one there. Even though I was dying, or maybe because of it, the feeling of the opposite gender on me awakened the instinct, the man within me.
好きよ
Her voice felt like it didn't belong to her. A refined traditional woman. A woman that appeared younger than she was. A clumsy woman with some unfortunate tendencies. A mysterious woman. None of that was there. She was now lustful. Bewitching. Overpowering. The enchanting mature lady squirmed as if suffocating in her familiar black clothing. As I noticed that, she reached for the edge of my shirt, lifted it up, and went in with her fingers with practiced motions. They were cold. I could feel them on my skin passing my belly button, making me moan lightly. Dark Rikako. She then reached her other hand in and moved them both without restraint. As her arms went deep inside, her palms caressed my torso, and her fingers lustfully searched for any sensitive spots. Despite my confusion, it made me moan over and over. She was toying with my near mortal clarity, which was both confusing and a bit uncomfortable. However, I didn't resist. Because my limbs were weak from the poison, no, that would just be making excuses. I enjoyed that she was having her way with me. It was exciting, numbing, and paralyzing. However, when she reached for my belt and tried to undo it, I somehow found the power to put my right hand out and try to push her aside. Bro, she needs to suck out the poison. What do you mean? There's only one. There's one way to do it. It was a feeble gesture, but enough to get the message across.
そう
Her whisper told me that she understood me, but was somewhat indifferent about it.
仕方ない
She moved and backed away to the side. As her warmth faded, the coldness from the impending death came back.
少し痛いけど
She then smiled and took something out of her sleeve.
楽になって
An ice pick? It seemed like a Japanese-made awl. Upon seeing it, I couldn't understand anything anymore. Was she going to make love to me? Torture me? Kill me? I couldn't understand, but it appeared that my resistance from a moment ago left me completely powerless and unwilling to do anything. As my vision grew dim, so did my senses. But then I felt a pain in my left shoulder. She picked my shoulder? Had she pierced me with an awl? That was the last thing I thought and felt before losing consciousness. Sorry, I'm gonna Google what an awl is. I'm guessing it just looks like an ice pick, but it's always good to learn something. Pretty sure I've heard of the word before. Awl, a small pointed tool used for piercing holes, especially in leather. Okay, that's not an ice pick. Kind of looks like a screwdriver, but pointy. Live, live, live. We're alive, baby. My eyes open and I sat up.
春秋さん
Crocodile tears. Chimmy was right next to me for some reason. She was holding my hand, crying her eyes out.
よかったよかったよ生きてて
She then rested her forehead on the back of my hand and began crying even more fiercely. I looked around. This was the dining hall. Everyone else was here too, but they all wore conflicted expressions. Chimmy was the only one openly expressing how they felt. What happened? I actually had no idea for a moment, but then... Right. I almost died. What saved me, though? And why did I feel so good? It was like I had a full night's sleep. Hard to believe I was on the brink of death.
ごめんちえみちゃんちょっといいかな
うんごめんね
いやいいんだただ何があった
春秋さん5時間くらい眠ってて
5
もうだい
hours.
たい夜なんだけどずっとこん
野里さん僕はどうなってたんでしょうか
トリカブトによる中毒しかもまず助からんと思われるような程度のしかしなぜだか君は生還した
Well, we know the reason, but we don't know, like... Well, we know the general reason. We don't know the exact reason. His tone to be somewhat sarcastic, but he was probably just hiding how suspicious and uneasy he felt. I mean, she definitely did something mystical to me then. Because that's the doctor saying, hey, you should be dead, bro. Which is fair. He was eyeing Rikako, who was standing near the window, looking down and comforting Mako. Okay, I'm glad she's fine. I was actually a little scared. I didn't want to say anything until it happened, but what if, like, Rikako died? And then I was about to say, like, maybe this was the wolf's plan, knowing Rikako would save us, so they would kill the doctor. Or kill who they thought was the doctor. But, no, she's alive. He wasn't the only one. She was the center of attention here. Wonder, disbelief, reverence, worship. If Tai was still alive, bro, she would be going crazy right now.
お祈りって聞くんだね
You need an awl also? Prayers and an awl. I had little doubt that was what he actually thought.
そうだったんですかよく覚えてませんがリカコさんありがとうございます
Oh, what that? Your clothes changed.
上野付の責務
New drip just dropped.
何でもいいよ生きてたならそれで
You're getting investigated, Shammy. I'm sorry. Nothing's gonna change that. Literally nothing could happen that would make me change that, to be honest. For today, anyways. I didn't agree there. Being saved by some religious rite was just as ridiculous as this death loop I was trapped in. So then it's plausible. Prayers, religious rites? Did that experience really qualify? I reached for my shoulder and felt fresh bandages. The cotton was bloody, meaning she really had stabbed me. Did she suck out the poison? Should have just let her do it on your private parts, bro. It would have been, well, unless she used the all on that, then that would be bad. That couldn't be it. I wasn't bitten by a snake. I ingested aconite poison. You couldn't just suck that out of the bloodstream. You just haven't sucked hard enough, bro.
私が引き取る。
Just had to suck hard. She had said that, right? Taking my poison?
汚れを引き取るのも植松家の役目なのです。
Nanodes.
私の
The Hidarashi special.
この場の役目が
The
皆様
Hanyu
の
special.
憎しみを引き取るということなのかもしれないと。
The role of the Umetsu.
彼女がネヤのはしためとして背負ってきたものはきっと君にはひどくキーに思えるだろうし重くのしかかるだろう。
Wonder if that means if, like, for her duty, she has to get sensual with other people. Is that what he's saying would be a heavy burden? Because that would kind of suck.
雲はネヤのはしため。そこからかつて植松家は野蛮として村の夢見を守る役目を担ったのです。はい、植松は葬儀の家でもありましたから葬式仏教も混じっているかも。
Did Buddha suck us? Suck the poison out of us? That'd be crazy, huh? So that was how it was. I understood now. Okay, let's let him cook. And I also understood how frightening the Yumetsu were. I don't fully get it, honestly. However, there's something more important to worry about.
不妻子のやつは確かに死にかけた。それで植松が不妻子を助けた。
So we can guess she didn't do it. Unless it's some double cover or something, but I'd rather just assume she didn't do it for now.
狂言かもしれん。
Oh my god, Kanzo. I didn't say it, but I'm like, yo, if we live this, Kanzo's definitely gonna believe us now. But apparently not. Dude, he has to be the Badger. I don't know. We don't know enough about the roles, but like if the Badger can take over a role and we learn that out later, like I'm calling it, bro. Kanzo seems so Badger-like. It's crazy. But maybe not. Maybe he's just hard-headed.
狂言で心停止寸前ができるなら彼は手品で一生食っていけるでしょうな。しかも貴様も見ていたろう。あれは神聖の中毒症状だったな。
Is Mochi training to be a doctor?
そうだね。
Or are they just no
実は
wolfsbane
冗談でも食べ
symptoms?
たら助かるってないしな。それにりっちゃんも冗談であんなになんないでしょ。
もっちやめとけ。
I just realized that her black clothes were gone.
おやっさん。
Come on, Kanzo. Like, how are we not clear in your eyes?
不妻子と植松のは
Thank you. Okay. Then I mean, my lock's still there, because it's still possible for Chiemi and Old Wolf Guy. But if I had to do second, I would go Chiemi Meika? Or Chiemi Yoshitsugu. It's so hard, I don't know.
そんで
I feel like it would just be a guess at this point, so I'm not going to. It does, like, if I had to choose, it's more likely for it to be Meiko. Or maybe it's more likely for Yoshitsugu since he's, you know, since his mom runs the kitchen, maybe he has more access to stuff and he could have planted this. He also washes the dishes, right? So he could have gave us the poison dish. Okay, I think Yoshitsuru is more likely, which means that Haraki's theory would be correct, even though he didn't come to the conclusion of it being Shemi Yoshitsuru. But we talked about this last episode. Like, if you follow his theory completely, then those two are literally the only people who could be wolves. So he could, if that's right.
待ってください。母さんは違う。
I don't think it's her either. There it was. Everyone was here, but Kairi-san alone seemed to be in a different position. She was deep in the room, sitting probably forcefully on a chair with a pale
あ
face.
の時、僕以外にも雑炊を食べた人はいたんだよ
It
ね。
was on the ball
安永
then,
君。
or something. Or we were I mean, obviously we were targeted.
ええ。あの後手はつけてませんが、多分鍋の方に毒は入ってない。おそらく、不採石さんが使った食器に毒が付着していたんだと思います。
あるいはよそった時に毒を持った。
Or that.
違います。
Or no,
してありません。
it couldn't be that because Kairi served us. I think it's more likely the bowl then.
オリベさん、私も別に意地悪で言ってるんじゃないがね。理屈ではあなたが一番疑わしいのは確かですよ。
That's fair, but I'm not investigating her.
それを否定しきるだけの
Unless it's her and Yoshitsuru, which go crazy, and the crow just died and was Haru,
そういうことでしょう。
and Yasunaka was just Ronda in his read, which would be hilarious.
わかります。あの時は私だけがカウンターにいましたから。でも違
But I
うん
believe
です。
Kairi.
やってないんです。
だから食器についてはそっちの棚にあったんですよ。誰も注意してなかったんだから、誰だって触れたと思うべきだ。
Okay. So no one directly handled the bowls, but the Yoshitsuru pipeline still works because he does wash the dishes sometimes with
そ
us.
れは逆だね、オリベ安永君。誰でも見えたのだから、怪しい動きをすれば誰かが気づいたはずと考えるべき。ちなみに盛り付け前に食器を運んだのは君だろ、安永君。自分が犯人だというつもりかね。
Yoshitsuru's here pretty late. Just
それはありませ
saying.
動機だってない。
だろ、そもそも積んである食器に名前が書いてあるわけでもないのだ。配膳して渡す時以外、彼を狙うことは不可能だ。
Right, I guess someone else could have just... If... Okay, that makes it a little complicated. If Yasunada spread out the bowls, then maybe we weren't the target and it was just random? Like, anyone dying from poison would be good for the wolves, which is true. Since there's 1 to 2 of them left, it helps.
わかりますけど。
Wouldn't they get
でも考
killed by
えてください。
corruption?
不採石さんの生死に関わらず、こうして母さんが真っ先に疑われるのは当然だ。こんなバレバレの状況で母さんが殺人を犯すメリットがあれば言ってください。
True.
安永君、別に私は好きでこんなことを。
自分が犠牲になってでも蛇を排除できる。
It's still pointless at this point. Because then there's 1 wolf left, guaranteed. Versus everyone else, there's no way they win. They would just have to hang the unknowns, aka technically Kairi, even though she's not really unknown, Meito, Yoshitsuru, Shemi. I guess they could just hang the wrong people. So maybe it's losable. Takumi-san joined the
キヨ
exchange.
の言う通り、理屈で考えればあんたが怪しいのはわか
Damn.
るんだ。
Look how Takumi grown, man. He's fine. He's fine accusing Kairi.
そしてキヨだけじゃなく、みんなそれを疑ってる。俺も
He would never if it was the start of the game.
疑っちまってる。
匠さん、あなたまで。
To be fair, Kairi, you did vote him and say, hey, get your head in the game. His head is definitely in the game right now, so.
キヨだけに嫌われ役をやってもらうのは本意じゃねえからな。
慣れん真似をするものだ。
Could we have been poisoned before we ate it? I mean, Osato gave us his business card. Was there poison on it? But, like, can you even get poison like that through contact or something? I don't know. Because I feel like that's the only interaction we had ball in the dining hall is just Nosato and him giving us his business card.
ただ、俺は個人
But
的
he's
には
innocent,
香織さんを
unless he is
信じてる。
Badger, which would go crazy, because remember my original prediction, Old Wolf Guy, Chimmy Wolves, and Nosato Badger.
理由は
香織さんは義継守ろうとして殺すならこの場全員殺すだろうよ。それにバレた後に言い訳なんてしねえだろう。
True. If she was, yeah,
そんな
maybe.
おっかねえ根性決まった母ちゃんだろ。
I mean, we've seen that. Yeah. He was completely right about her. Takumi-san knew her so well and still fell for her, huh? He was serious about her. It made me want to cheer him on. In that case, I had to make it through the night.
僕も信じますよ、香織さん。
不妻子さん。
理由はあるのかね。
そうですね。確かに状況証拠では怪しくても、彼女の人となりが疑いを帳消しにしていると思いますから。
So we don't have a reason,
あ
really?
とは、僕を信じ
Oh, we
てくれ
do,
た
but we
匠さん
can't
の
tell
分
them
析を
about it.
僕は信じたいと思ってます。
ありがとうよ。
Doesn't matter. Let home, go to sleep, investigate Shami. One step closer to winning the game. If Shami's not the werewolf, oh my god, that would be crazy.
どうせ今日はもうくくれん。明日のことは
To save Coyote,
明日考え
we have to hit a wolf tonight, though. Because I feel like then it'll probably be a bad ending, because we can't convince him not to hang Coyote.
だな。もう潮時だ。
It's alright, I'm a sniper.
今
We
日は
already know our
引き上げるぞ。
targets. Well, it depends what they give us,
母
but
さん、片付け。手伝
even
う
if they give us, like, Meiko Yoshitsuru, it's not horrible, I guess, but there would be a chance of us missing.
俺もやる。服もここの使うぞ。
See, he does stay here after night, man.
ありがと
That's why he's a little
Yes, ma'am.
sus.
う。義継。
But would he really frame his own mom? I don't know. Maybe. We left the family of 3 and went outside.
じい、そういや、わしん銃どこや。
Oh no, yeah, Jimmy had the gun.
と
And she's the wolf, that's bad.
いいよ。もうおやっさん大丈夫だろ。
いやその。おみ
She broke it, yeah, of course.
あ
I wonder why. Tee hee hee. To my surprise, the hunting rifle was placed against the dining hall's wall, but
ボルトどこやった。
霧の中に投げちゃった。
totally not wolf behavior, guys. Tonto-san grunted in displeasure, snatched a gun from Mochi, and went off into the mist.
なんかダメだな私。
She chuckled emptily. There were still dried lines of tears down her cheeks.
いや、正解だ。バラすのは必要だったし、完全になくなってたらお前が持ってったと勘違いしかねないからな。
私がああ、凶器として
ああ。変な疑いがかかってもつまらんだろ。
True, this was the best play for a wolf. To make sure the gun's not usable, but you can't really keep it for yourself. Otherwise, people would be like, why?
もう嫌だな。疑ったり疑われたり。早く
心配せずとも、明日には目処がつこう。
そうだな。
If the old wolf guy
Ja,
was a wolf,
俺も
it could end
引き上げだ。
tomorrow.
みんな、おやすみ。
That would be really sad, just for my record. As he left, Takumi-san lightly tapped my shoulder.
回復は奇跡的だっつってたぞ、キヨは。大事にしろよ。
It's not really my choice. If we die, we die. At the night, we can't really prevent it, right? He gave my shoulder a firm squeeze, then left.
ええ。
It's all up to the spooter. I think Rikako dies tonight, then probably because they think she's Spider. I might as well believe it's Meiko now, which is good for us, but it would suck if Rikako dies, obviously, because she is our love interest. I'll do whatever I could to survive.
僕もこれで。
久之さん、おやすみなさい。
You too, Meito. God, please don't be a wolf, Meito. I don't want to hang her, man. She's too adorable.
本当、気をつけてね。
ああ、おやすみ。
Rikako-san didn't speak or even look at me until the very end. She's all poisoned up. I crossed my legs and sat down on my futon. I wasn't tense anymore, probably because I was used to it or because I wouldn't die tomorrow. It just didn't feel like sleeping, though. I actually felt really good. Why had I survived? Was it really aconite? Even I had heard the real aconite poison. Even I heard that real aconite poisoning was lethal. What if it was actually some weird poison that just made it seem like you were dying, then fully recovered afterwards? Nah, Rikako did some mysterious shit on you, bro. Some mystic shit. That kind of trick would be kicked out of the Rookie of the Year Mystery Novel Award in the prep reading.
それは逆だね、織部安永君。誰でも見えたのだから、怪しい動きをすれば誰かが気づいたはず、と考えるべき。
こんなバレバレの状況で母さんが殺人を犯すメリットがあれば言ってください。
I could relate to them both. Ionosuke, she was right that it was unlikely to be pure coincidence. And Yasunada-chan was right that it was an unlikely risk to take for someone who didn't need to. All this thinking about whodunit and why made me feel like I was in some mystery novel. Huh. Meta. Though, since I could easily dispel the suspicions on Kairi-san, I could more or less see how it was. The very premise was wrong. So, I knew exactly what I had to do today. No choice? I took out my notepad, wrote down the name Yoshitsugu Ariba, and put it near my pillow. Of course, they wouldn't let us snipe, because we already know it's GME. I mean, this would be huge. Because this is actually important. Suddenly there was a knock on my door. I'd quickly become tense again. A visitor? Now? Right after I almost died? I decided what to do after seeing their face. Shimmy. Rikako. But then I realized this hut didn't have any way for me to look outside the door. Oh, never mind. However, there were spaces between the boards and the floor, most likely warped by changes in humidity. I peeked outside through them. Shimmy? Another knock.
誰です？
I went ahead and asked.
私、芹沢千恵美。
You're so lucky they didn't give us a choice, buddy.
何の用？
聞きたいことがあって、
なんだろう。というか、物意味をしなきゃなんないんじゃないの？外は危ないかもしれないし、大丈夫？
私は大丈夫。まだみんなその辺をブラブラしてるし。
Talk away. You're so lucky, man.
ちょっといいかな。
Maybe they'll give us a choice after the toddler.
いいけど。
私、何もできてないなって。私、落ちこぼれでね。子供の頃からここのみんなに迷惑ばっかかけてて。
I wonder if she's saying this so we don't investigate her. Because she doesn't know who we're gonna investigate.
だから必死で勉強して大学受かって外に出たんだよ。知ってる？安水の人間はね、大学行くか出稼ぎ行くかしか外に出られないんだ。
いや、知らないな。出稼ぎに行く人もいたんだ。
うん、匠兄ちゃんも一度は外に出てたよ。
Oh.
お父さんとお母さんも外にいるし。
そうなんだ。
うん。お父さんあんまり体良くないみたいだからたまに外に行ってるよ。
逆になんで彼はこっちに？
8年前の事故、いや読み意味の宴だったのかな。たくさん人が亡くなって片付けに戻ってきたんだけど、ぶっちゃけ安水に残った人だけじゃ回らなくなっちゃってね。タイばあちゃんも頼りにしてたし、それでね。
なるほど。それで匠さんは前の宴を知らなかったってわけだ。他の人たちも上藤吉に行ってたんだっけ？
うん。
勘蔵さんと狼じじい氏以外は安水にはいなかった。
そういえば はるちゃん。
ん
はるちゃんは夜中寂しがって一人で抜け出したんだ。お泊まり学校。
Oh,
それで山道を抜けて。
and that's why she was mentally fucked up?
じゃあ休みずに入ったの？
わからない。大人は休みずの手前で見つけたって言ってたけど、みんな休みずで何か見たんじゃないかって噂して。そのせいかわかんないけど、それでしばらくはるちゃんおかしくなっちゃって、みんな狼つきとか噂して。
It came as no surprise, but Shimi started info that I didn't know of. Had Haruchan caught a glimpse of the feast? But that would mean that she too survived the feast of the Yomi Purge. Kinda? But she wasn't playing, right? She only caught a glimpse. The things were, there's no way to leave Yasumizu when it was engulfed by the mist. I didn't know if you could enter it, but it was natural to think you couldn't leave either. Or you couldn't leave after doing so. You know what would be crazy? I just thought of something insane. Let me cook, and I'm not even changing my prediction. Kinda. Chiemi, wolf, old wolf guy, wolf, Konzo turned badger. Konzo said he hanged the old wolf guy by himself, but as the badger, he let him go. And then there's really no hanging today. And then they're still in a good position. Is that cinema? Am I cooking? The only problem with that is Kyrie's gonna check with her power tonight. And if she gets no reading, well, if she gets no reading, then I'm right. But if she gets no reading, then obviously people are gonna be suspicious. But we'll see. That sounds kind of sick though, if that's right. But her possession. If she'd seen something in the mist without ever making it to Yasumizu, could she have become affiliated with some trauma or something divine because of it? Maybe.
そうか。落ちてきたか。己、幾度かやり直しておるな。
I think it sounds the same as the mummy thing we saw before. If I wanted to find out more about her, it was too late for that this time. I could have been wronged, of course. There's probably a lot more info for me to find, not to mention I couldn't go back unless I died. So I decided to save the human so I would see it through to the end. Of course that included her.
ごめん。それはともかく、どうして役立たずだなんて思うの？
だって投票だってうまくできないし、やすくんや
Yeah, bro voted me
いろいろ考えることもできない。
during the vote last episode. That was a crazy vote.
よしくん、野里さんでさえもできることをしっかりやってるのに。
I don't know why you diss Nosato like that by doing end even Nosato when he's been gaming the whole time. He's been wrong, but he's been trying the whole time at least.
僕としては、君がいたからこそ、全員が心理的な一線を越えずに済んだんじゃないかって思ってるけど。
Again, I don't know how Haruaki doesn't suspect Shimi using his own logic, but whatever, especially if he reached the Yoshitsuru line. Because then, if you clear Meiko and Rikako and Old Wolf Guy's dead, then Shimi's the only unknown.
もちろん僕ら
And
は
Yoshitsuru.
人を殺してしまったし、不当
But
に
it's
人を
alright.
裁くことにも慣れてしまった。すでに狂ってる。
Or
と
deader
も
next
言えるか
night.
もしれない。それでも、怒りや恨みや悲しみに任せて人を殺せば必ず後で後悔したろうし、もっとひどい。僕は君がそういうのだけは避けたくて心を砕いてきたってそう勝手に思ってたけどな。
Did I miss the mark?
ごめんね。別にちえみちゃんの理解者を気取るつもりじゃなかったんだ。人には向き不向きはあるし、ついでに僕は君がちゃんとみんなのためになってると。
春秋さん。
What? All of a sudden, her voice cracked briefly, weighed down with sorrow.
なんでそんな優しいの？役立たずじゃん私。春秋さんがいっそ言ってよ。お前ただの邪魔だって死ねばいいのにって。
誰が喜ぶわけでもないのに、心にもないことを言いたくはないな。
言ってよ。嫌いになれないじゃん。好きだよ、春秋さん。もういろいろ耐えらんないよ。
This wasn't an admission of love. It was an SOS, if not a plea for death.
君はふるさとのことが嫌い？
嫌い。
ふるさとのみんなも？
大嫌い。
そんなことはないはずだろ。
だってここには私の居場所なんてないもの。
In the end, she was someone who abandoned Yasumizu. Even if there was space for her to live, she just couldn't adjust to this way of life, and her thinking was no longer that of a Yasumizu inhabitant. However, moving away didn't solve all her problems either. She saw a glimmer of hope in her homeland and returned here, or so I assumed. But she didn't get what she wanted and suffered in vain, and to top it all off, she was caught up in the feast. It must have been incredibly painful. So that's why she treated me so nicely when we first met. There must have been a profound emptiness in her heart, but I couldn't return those feelings during this loop. We got Rikako. Sorry, Jimmy. Not that it would matter, but I already accepted someone else.
分かってるよ。リカ子さん、可愛いもんね。まさか超能力まであるって知らなかったけど。
超能力？
病毒を引き取ったんだって。だから春秋さんは助かったんだって。すごいよね。かな一個ないわ。
ちえみちゃんは十分魅力的だよ。
じゃあ付き合ってよ。一緒に遊んでよ。手を握ってよ。タンデムでずっと遠くまで連れてってよ。布団の中で一日中ギュッてしててよ。このドア。
No. No. I could do that, but that would be an empty gesture. Also, just don't do it. Being granted a false hope only led to greater despair, so I didn't open the door. I couldn't.
嘘つき。
嘘ついたかな。
言葉の上で嘘はつかないで。期待の余地だけ残して。後で全部はしご外して。
I'm not opening the door if they give me an option, bro. We already know she's a werewolf. It's not worth it, bro.
ひどい。卑怯者。
Well, when I say we, I mean me and people watching this. Maybe not the royal we as in Haruaki also.
最低だよ。私。
I might have underestimated some things here. Trying to save someone you'd given up on was just a naive hypocrisy. In the end, you need to be prepared to never see them again. But that only works when you've been physically separated. I was probably the only refuge she had left, but in this mist there was nowhere for her to hide. She could only attach herself in a roundabout manner by criticizing me. And
ちゃんと振ってほしい。
do it. No matter what happened here, it wouldn't end well. Worst case scenario, she could disappear into the mist again. Could I really write it off as simply drama between a man and a woman? But I'd already decided.
僕は
The moment I opened my mouth.
何をなさってるのですか、芹沢様。
I wonder if Rikako knows, man. Rikako-sen's voice.
なんでもないよ。ただ見苦しいところを晒してただけ。
Beef.
夜は物意味を。それに夫妻子様は蛇の籠舎で命を狙われてもいる状態です。
Unless they're both werewolves. Again, that's the craziest. That's the craziest result here.
リカ子さんだって出歩いてんじゃん。私は植松のものとしてできるだけの野蛮をして。そんなのただの言い訳じゃん。しなくたって誰か死ぬときは死ぬし、何か出たってリカ子さんどうするの？
I mean, not wrong.
それはリカ子さんだって狼かどうか本当は分かんないじゃん。
ちえみちゃんやめるんだ。
植松家のご当主で美人で人格者で、ここじゃ人望ないかもだけど、みんな本当はあなたが善人だって思ってるし。
You're not very popular, but people think you're a good person. Is a weird contradiction.
上藤吉じゃ みんなから尊敬されてて崇拝されてて居場所がしっかりあって、でもそんな
ちえみ、
呼び捨てにしないでよ。リカ子さんだって狼かもしれないよね。本当は超嫌なやつで全部演技かもしれないよね。
Technically true.
私は人です。みんなそう言うしかないんだよ。それを信じてもらえるかどうかじゃん。そこを超能力とかさ。
She's just matter poisoned in her words, man. That was their failsafe. They're so screwed now.
そんなの
They didn't get any extra
そんなの
kills.
絶対信じてもらえるに決まってるじゃん。愛してもらえるに決まってるじゃん。そんなの叶うわけないじゃん。私が持ってないものを全部持ってて春明さんまで取ってくなんてひどいよ、ひどいよ、ずるいよ。
She didn't want to hurt Rikako-san. She only wanted to hurt herself. But as one who could do nothing but hurt her, I couldn't say anything.
勘違いをされています。何が？春明様は私に一瞬の望みをくださっただけ。一瞬。むしろ私の浅ましい望みを
I don't know if it's a
春明様が拒まれ
rejection.
ました。死に瀕されても公明正大に
We just didn't want to
それを断られ
do
ま
it
した。
while I was dying, man.
男女
I
の
think
何
that's
もあ
fair.
りはせず、これからもありはしません。嘘だ。適当にごまかしてるだけだ。むしろ私には何もない。植松家の家紋と
I guess she took that rejection
信
hard,
仰と
even though I feel like it's reasonable in the
それを背負っ
circumstances.
ただけの空っぽの女。居場所だってありはしません。心身の一辺に至るまで親内様の名のもとに切り売りしてしまった。どういうことなの？
Dark Rikako lore. We'll get it one day, and probably
切
not
りが
now.
晴れたら残った証文も片付けて冥子をよその警察にでも預けたら、どこへなりと流れて身を処す所存です。しかしあなたは違う。霧が晴れたらきっと安水は芹沢様を受け入れる。あなたの明るさと強さと心遣いは残った皆様の希望となる。芹沢様の居場所はここです。そして夫妻師様の居場所はここ以外のどこか。富士吉村に生まれた私たちは彼と添い遂げることなど夢見るべきではなかったのです。さあ戻りましょう。お部屋までお送りいたします。嘘だよ。意味わかんないよ。そんなに難しいもんじゃないよ。付き合ってるなら付き合えばいいじゃん。好きなだけ何だってすればいい。それはもうできないのです。なんで？
その通りだ。
Yeah. Rikako's-san had my thanks. She gave me the best way to deal with this.
夫妻師様。
植松家のご当主に対して読み意味の宴と富士吉村のことで聞かなきゃならないことがある。ただしこの戸は開かない。
Good.
ちえみちゃんは帰ってくれ。
嘘。
I was not opening the door, Bato.
どうにしたって君とはダメだった。
Never for her. And that's Loop.
じゃあ一緒にいる。
君は自分の昔の男性遍歴を詮索されるときに他人が同席したらどう思う？
分かった。帰る。
I had no idea if she really understood, or understood it the way I intended, but she could probably tell that we were about to speak about something unpleasant.
春明さん、霧が晴れたら最後は ちゃんとしてね。
Backing down was part of a proper breakup.
おやすみなさい。
And I could hear her walk off, then nothing. Alright, we're gonna end it here though. We might actually get some... Hey, I promised it last time, but maybe this time we'll get some dark Rikako lore. Though, I don't know if it's the best time doing this, considering it's nighttime, but whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We're alive. At least we're alive. So we can ask for. Unluckily, we didn't get to investigate Shiemi, but I guess I need to save that for like the final nail in the coffin, right? Yeah. See you later.